following portion of Daytime Tri-Cities is sponsored by Evans & Evans Real Estate.
Once again, it is time for Real Estate Today by Evans & Evans Real Estate. Today I'm joined by Julia Harrell. And Julia, most of the time we're telling our viewers out there, if you've got questions, Evans & Evans has got answers. The realtors, you all have answers, but there's some questions that someone may ask if they're buying or selling a home that you just don't have an answer to. Isn't that true?
Absolutely. Some people don't realize as realtors, we have an obligation to uphold a strict code of ethics to maintain and protect the people with protected status in fair housing. And so sometimes there's just a couple questions that we can't answer for you, but we can definitely direct you towards
where you can get that answer.
Absolutely.
Or possibly get that answer.
Yes.
We got to say that. Some of these questions that we're going to be talking about today, you might be able to get an answer, you might not, and we need to put that disclosure out there up top.
Yes.
All right. One question that a lot of folks come up to, and they may ask you is this a safe neighborhood? No matter where the home is this a safe neighborhood?
Absolutely. And that's something that is very important to most families, to everyone that I've encountered. Safe.
Yes.
Safety is very subjective, though, based on person to person. There could be something that could happen within a week that may change your comfortability about the neighborhood. So I can't steer you in one way or another towards if I believe it's safe or not, but I can show you websites for the local police department and crime reports to give you the opportunity to decide if that's a safe bet for your family.
And then another question that a lot of folks, and I've had people ask me that about my neighborhood, is it a family-friendly neighborhood?
Yes, and that as well is something that a realtor can't directly answer for you. A familial status is protected by the fair housing laws. The best opportunities are to look for schools in that area, ask teachers and neighbors, but we can't really steer you towards neighborhoods that specifically have an abundance of children or that, in some senior communities have different rules available for who can move in for 55 and plus.
And you mentioned schools there, and I think schools are subjective too. A lot of folks will want to know, is the nearby elementary or middle school or high school, is it a good school? That's really not a question your realtor can answer.
Yes, good is one of those. Good, safe, and clean are very subjective terms in real estate. And there are a lot of tools online to monitor what different school systems have to offer. But the best bet is really just doing your research as a informed buyer, and making sure that you're comfortable with the school system and what grade they have available online to see for that.
And one other thing, is talking about the financial side of your home. You can't really go to a realtor and say, listen, I want you to look into your crystal ball and tell me, is the value of this home going to go up if I buy it? Or is it going to go down? You really can't go one way or another. You can't tell them what's going to happen in the future with the value of the home.
Absolutely. And we all wish we did have a crystal ball. Markets change and fluctuate, and that's one of the only constants about the market. If we could have a crystal ball, that would be the ultimate realtor tool. But when you go into buying a home, hopefully you're finding things in it that when you go to sell it, future buyers will see that as well as a value to it. If you maintain the home and make sure that you are taking care of your acreage and the integrity of the home, I'm sure that it will sell down the road, but we can't tell you one way or the other how much you may get in some future time for it.
And now we're going to talk about your side of the business specifically, because I think a lot of folks out there, when they're buying or selling a home, think there is a strict commission rate for real estate agents, for realtors. There's really not. I mean, it varies from company to company and from realtor to realtor, doesn't it?
Absolutely, it really does. Realtor commission is not a standardized practice. It's not like we have a minimum wage set requirement. It is a commission, but it fluctuates from person to person, from group to group. So when you're looking to potentially sell your home and see what those rates might be, it is good to interview multiple realtors, but also be cautious about getting what you pay for, because I know in my practice, I make sure that I take great 3D photos, we do drone footage, we have high definition photography, we market to multiple people, and we're able to get homes out on the market that way than someone who might take a lower commission and just kind of put a picture of your home in a newspaper.
Right.
So you want to make sure you know what value you're getting for
So,
that percentage.
May not be able to answer all of these questions we talked about, but you can steer folks to other resources where they may be able to get the answers to those questions. But you need to start by contacting Evans and Evans Realty and getting those answers to your questions.
Absolutely.
All right, Julia
Thank
Harrell,
you.
thank you so much. Hey, folks, we're here at a beautiful home. It's kind of located between Jonesboro, Gray, Kingsport, kind of in the middle of the Tri-Cities. We're going to show it to you coming up a little later in the show. Here, it's part of Real Estate Today by Evans and Evans Real Estate.
The preceding portion of Daytime Tri-Cities was sponsored by Evans and Evans Real Estate.